Okay, welcome back to my dramatic reading of Light and Dark, The Adventures of Dark Yagami by Dark Yagami. We'll start on Chapter 7. Author's note. Thanks for loving my story and the crit. I will stoop putting notes in brackets. Expect this one, lol. Yee! End author's note. The nuclear bomb went off like a bomb and blew up the street and some houses and a car too. What the f was that? Bellowed Dark, putting his claws on. I was probably just a dog or a bomb or something. Come back to bed, said Misasayu, Light's mom, and that girl from the bus who were having a sevensome in the basement bed to hide from Soichiro. But Dark jumped out the window and fell like 20 feet and landed on a barbecue, which was on, but he was hard so he didn't catch fire, and he ate a burger as he looked at the big hole that the bomb had made in the road. Fuck! He screamed, spitting bits of burger all over Light's dad, who had come to see what had happened to my car! Light's dad screamed, looking at the scratch in the paint that the nuclear bomb had made. Dark put on a spacesuit and stepped out into the hole. It was the biggest hole Hay had ever seen because it was as big as a bus and nearly as deep. The middle was all radioactive, so he had to make sure he didn't stand in the radioactive that had covered stuff in green. In the middle was a tall, slimmy man covered in green with a magic death note. Hello! I am Yotsuba! The man said, being all creepy because he had dead in the bomb and was a ghost. Use your life note to save me before I die! So Dirk saved him and life noted him back to life. Big mistake! He screamed, throwing him at him. Dark, no! Shouted Light's mom. She got it from Dark what she never got from Soichiro Ned, his creepy mustache and sex loads of times a day now. If he died, then she'd have to go back to sexing other people. Don't die! I get from you what I never got from Soichiro and his creepy mustache! Then Yotsuba got a gun and fired fast at Dark, but he was too fast and missed and shot at a light instead, and everything went dark. I failed my master, Yotsuba said to El. Don't worry, I will send you again if I don't kill you, 'cause I'm so damn mad, said a mysterious detective. But first, I will send my apprentice, and he has gray hair. Where is he? He is near. When will he come? The time is near. Will he beat Drac once and for all? Dark's end is near. What is his name? His name is... Then the phone rang, and it was the magic phone. Ahet talked to the president. Yes, Mr. President, Nier is dead. I will send my new apprentice instead then. Send him in Air Force One, now. El turned back into Yotsuba. His name is Halinder. Then a plane landed. It was the Air Force. Hell, walked it, and poked out his gun. I will shoot Dark and he will die, or my name isn't Hal Q. Linder. Using a teleport note El had found in Russia, he teleported back to Light's house in Amercia. He got at the gun and shot Dark and he died. No, that wasn't me, shouted Dark, running. That was my brother, Light Yagami. There was a minute's quiet for Light. Then he got life noted back. Phew, I thought I was a boner there. We all thought that, said Misa, and stopped hugging him because he wasn't one. I have also failed, said Hal. Then I will send my last agent, said El. Meanwhile, Light and Dark and Misa and Sayu and Light's mom and that girl from the bus had gone back to the basement and were naked and sexing and stuff. Sudanly, Soichiro jumped in. No! My wife! And my daughter! And my son! And my other son, who is an evil guy, and his girlfriend! And a girl from the bus! All sexing together! Try to understand, said Light's mom, getting up. Then she knew she was naked and put on a vest. Okay, but only because I love you. Soichiro said, and hugged them all except the girl from the bus who fled a bit left out. Suddenly, she took like 5 guns out from under her pillow and pointed them to everyone. "Let's stay calm and not do anything rash," shrieked Light, dancing around like a little girl. She pulled the gun and a bullet came out. Everything went all matrixy, and Light's mom could only watch in horror as the bullets came and hit Dark and they died. "Tell my mom I love her," said Dark before he died. "Dark is dead and the world is safe," said the girl from the bus, teleporting back to Elle. She was a hero and got on TV and stuff, and there was a parade for her. Everyone was happy except for a few sad people, and they were all called Yagami, except Misa, who is not called Yagami, but she was called Anime, and that's quite close. But one in the Shinigami world! "Now I have become the new king of the Shinigami!" roared Dark as he shot blood and took his royal death note and blood bananas. "Before I die, do one thing for me. Give me a blood banana." So Blood ate a blood banana and died happy. "Now time to make a few changes around here," said Dark, turning into a Shinigami. He was as big as a bus and was wearing leather pants which didn't hide his super big man thingy, which was the size of a bus and twice as wide. His hair was every color of the rainbow, but only in dark black like oil or something. His 79 eyes all burned a different shade of red, except one which was gold because it contained the tiny good part of his soul. His death note changed too. It turned rainbow black like his oily hair and got new words on it. And they said, "Everything note." "Now I can do everything," he mumbled. "This must be continued." And Chapter 7. Chapter 8. Some slashing in this chap. Author's note. Thanks for reading. This chapter has some slashing in it, and also someone drink some wine. Don't read if you hate alcohol. Also, thanks to everyone for loving my story, and also for the reviews, except the hatters who thought there were trolls in this fic. There are no trolls, though I may do a Goldman one day. More reviews, please. Also, review! End author's note. The world of the Shinigami was very cold, except for the hot bits, and also some bits that were alright, and that was where Dark was because he was the new king of the Shinigami. "Bow before your new king, punny mortals," Dark said in a very kingish way. All the other Shinigami bowed their heads off because they loved him so much in a non-sexy way, except the women. "We love you, Dark," they cried. "I am not Dark anymore. From now on, my name will be Duarkwa." Everyone did the new name dance, and then there was a feast with 12 turkeys and a pig and a soup made from blood bananas, and this was served with blood wine and not alcoholic blood wine for the kiddies, and also there was mineral water. They were in the big cafeteria of the palace, and the walls were made of gold, but it was red gold made of bones and brains and other organs. Duark got it up and made some toast. "I would like to thank the bus girl who shoot me, because thanks to her, I am no king of the Shinigami, and none of this would have happened without of her, because I would not be dead, or at least as dead as I am, which is not very because I am a Shinigami." "Hip hip hooray!" they cheered, and then the DJ came on, and they all danced the night away to some beats. Next morning, Duark climbed out of his royal bed with the 400 woman he had sexed with naked last night. He looked out of his window at New York and said, "I will go home," and he zoomed out the window and landed in his neighborhood. Loads of people screamed, and some more went poop in their pants. There was a 1,000,000-feet monster now in the city, and his name was Dark. "People, I meant you no harm," he echoed, and blew up a tower so people would listen and not, or just run and scream a lot, which they were. They stopped and turned and looked at him, and everyone was amazed by how handsome he was, especially the women. "I have come to get revenge on the one who killed me, and his name is Elle." Back at the hotel, Watari, who was not dead because he had CPR, was watching Lost when suddenly there was a news flash. A monster was attacking New York, and then Minster was Durak. He ran over the building and jumoed over the couch and a fire and found himself in Elle's room. "Master!" he roared Britishly. "That foolish wanker Daork is in New York, and he's killing some poor sods." Then he gasped all scandalous and stuff. Elle was in bed sexing, and the person he was sexing was Light! Atari watched for a few minutes and then said, "Well, what do we have here? Master Elle is wanking with my good fellow Light. Oh dear God, save the Queen!" They were all embarrassed and finished up fastly and got dressed. "That was good and also quite sexy," sighed Light as Tay got in the helicopter and flew fast to the city where Duark was fighting. Thank you, I tried hard, and you were also sexing well too," mumbled Elle as they went over the Hudson and could see where Duark was, and he was tall. There was fire and smoke, and then they saw that he was pantless because he was busy sexing again. "Oh no, my bloody eyes!" Watari bellowed. "Thank the Queen, none of the wee nippers can see the shop making an ass of himself by his fornications." Dark reached in his pockets and pulled out a big black shiny boot that shined in the big sun like oil or gas or that paint you get on cars sometimes. "He has done everything note. That tit is taking the piss now." He got out a pen, and it was a Shinigami pen. The big bit was made of the leg bone of an elephant, and the end was made of gold. The ink was blood, but it was mixed with oil to make it black and cinny. There were skulls and stuff on it, and also eyeballs, which could read everything you made and say it was spelled right. He wrote fast. "The helicopter bows up. We must get the wank out of this sudden contraception!" And Watari held a parachute and jumped out. Elle and Light joined him just before a helicopter exploded. "What the fucking piss do we do?" roared Watari. "I have a plane," mumbled Elle with thoughts. End chapter 8. Chapter 9. Sayu gets a plane. Author's note. I got 1,500 views on this fic. Thanks for the readings. You guys are rock. Also, I just read Twilight. It's all girly, but Emet is badass. End author's note. Chaos was happening in New York City, where everyone was running about like mad because of the monster that was going crazy and taking out some buildings and some dudes too. That monster was Dark Yagami, who was called Daork, but is not, author's note. It was too hard to spell, lol. Explosions were happening, and one of them was a plane. Falling from the plane fast like a brick was Elle and Light and Atari, who had parachutes. "How did I get in this mess, lover?" asked Elle, and they shot past a skyscraper, 'cause they were gay and did slash. "Well," Light replied, "it all started when I met my brother, Dark Yamiga. Little did I know he was none other than Kira, and killed Mello and stole his clothes, and came to America with a royal death note, and killed some dudes, and my sister was a lesbian, and then beat you and become a Shinigami." Author's note, in case you forgot, which you shouldn't, because it was awesome, but a long time ago, so you may forgot. "Enough of your ruddy flashbackery, you sodding arses," said the British man, getting pissed off. Lane laned in the street and ran to Elle's other plane, which was a Harrier jump jet and was painted with all pink and lame and not badass like Dark's jump jet, which was black and had skull and crossbones and a turbo and a spoiler too. They rocketed into the sky like a rocket and landed on Dark's giant dude thingy, which was big enough to land a plane on, so they did. "Brother!" roared Elle. "Stop!" screamed like a little Light like a girl. "Listen, you fucking wanker!" Dark listened to Atari because he was a bad arse and wielding 2 sniper rifles, one in each hand. "Tell us, what the wank are you bloody doing?" Dark said in his Shinigami-est voice. "I am the new king of the Shinigami and has the everything note." What try gasped. "Not the sorry everything note." What's that do, Gramps?" asked Elle, who was also Watari's grandkid, but he only told him this not on screen. "Legend tells of a book owned by the Shinigami which can do whatever the buggery its owner wants. Dark is using it in ways that we will soon lean." They flew up to his shoulder and looked at the book he was holding and writing stuff in. He didn't have a pen big enough, so he was using a nuclear missile filled with blood as ink, and the writing was all red and green with blood and nuclears. And he had written, "I take over the world in 5 minutes," and his watch only had 7 seconds to go. Screamed Elle as he glomped light and they sexed for 7 seconds. Then there was a big bang. When the smoke cleared, Dark was king of the world. He started crying with happy, but then stopped and man cried instead, which was more manly. "I am so awesome." Everyone agreed and hugged him except for one person who was flying towards him in a black jump jet with spoilers and a turbo, and it was his jump jet, and it had been stolen by someone we will learn about in a pantograph or so. Dark was wearing a crown and a robe and a big codpiece that hid his dainty parts. "We filed you, Godweg swords," Watari British, dropping all his sniper guns and crying on the floor. "Don't worry, I will pay you well because you were my brother and you were my best friend and you were his grandpa." And Light became the president, and Al became the emperor of Japan because he was Japanish, and Watari was the queen of England and also Scotland. Then a Harriet jump jet screamed into view and shot a bunch of nuclear missiles. Dark tried to write, "Destroy the nuclears," but he accidentally blew up his pen instead because it was nuclear. They hit him and stuff Wynette back to normal. There was a whoosh and a bang and some little bangs and a whole bunch of magics going off at once. "Yay!" roared Watara when he stooped being the queen. "That's for everyone," said a girl in the cab of the jet, and everyone cheered except for Peeps, who fought Dark, which was sexy, which was quiet, a lot of people, but most Peeps thought the girl in the cab was even sexier, and it was Sayu! "The army hired me to fight you and kill you," Sayu muttered over the speaker. "So I stole your jet and shot you, and now I am queen of the Shinigami." Then she got giant, and Dark went normal size. She was as big as a tower and had a big chest which was so big it covered the sun. Dark stumbled and said, "I thought you loved me." "No, I am lesbian, remember? I love Misa and only you is a bother, but not a lesbian." Stay tuned for the new chapter, which will be Fight of the King and Queen of the Shinigami. It will be more awesome yet, and more sex things which this chapter forgot. End chapter 9. Chapter 10. Dark goes to France. Author's note. No Shinigami fights. That idea was doomed. This is cool though. Car chases. Woo! Meanwhile, in France, it was a sunny day. Some birds were high in the trees and making happy noises. Then an explosion. "What's that?" they all asked in French. It was a mystery. Back in the New York, Sayu was mega-sized and leaning over Dark. She poked him up and held him, and he wiggled like a bugly man. "I will bring you to justice." She coughed and dropped him on Elle, who got some handcuffs and cuffed him. They put Dark in a straitjacket and a blindfold and one of those wheel-a-majigs from Silence of the Lambs. But before he could go to the police car to go in the new house of his, which was the prison, Dark pulled a trick out of his sleeves. He took the everything note and writ, "Go back in Tim! 4 days ago in France." Dark landed in He passed and looked at some French dudes and also some French chicks. He was in Frank's. "Watches where two are going!" a man screamed at him driving a cab. He was in the street. "Two!" exploded Dark and looked at the clock. It was nearly 3 o'clock. He knew Nier was in the town today, and he dead mystery, only it would not be a mystery anymore because Dark was gonna do it. He went to a gun shop and bought a sniper rifle and a bunch of bullets. He only needed one because he was a good shot, but you can't buy one bullet, so he had to buy a whole box. The rest he would put on eBay or something when he was done. Then he climbed the Eiffel Tower to the top secret floor where no one knew and got his snipe out and looked for Nier. He saw him near, get it, a hotel, but he had bodyguards and was safer now. Damn, something has changed. He knows I killed him, so he's looking out for me. He stayed up the tower all night, except when he went down for supper and got some croissants. It's a tip of French cake made of bread. The next day, Nier came out of the huddle. "This is my chance," explained Dark at the top of his lunges and pulled the trigger. But Nier pulled out a Nerf. He's not allowed a real gun cause he's a kid, but his Nerf fires real bullets and shot the bullets out and also the scope of the sniper. Fuck! He's seen me! Bellowed Dark and jumped out the tower and lane in the River Thames. He got out and saw near. He stole the cab from a dude who said, "Getez, buckle here, don't vertiges!" and speeded down the lane and hit some barrels that blew up and made a fire and went and blew a laddie's skirt, and he could see her pants and they were French. "You can't catch me," ruffled near as he got in a NASCAR and zoomed away. There was action and guns. A gun shot a bullet, nearly hit Dark, but he did a nitro and dodged it. It hit a French bread instead, so everyone was okay. A guy started throwing knives at the car, but the cab was knife-proof. Dark grabbed one and throwed it back, and it hit the guy, and he blooded and died, and there was so much blood Dark's car went red. Near did Anne handbrake turn around the Mona Lisa church and smash the window and drive through, beeping to scare peeps away. "Who will pay us for this?" The priest swore as he locked the smashed window and the other car, which was red, jumping through it fastly. They went real fast down the aisle, flashing their lights and shooting at each other. Dark pressed a magic button and a machine gun came out and loads of bullets smashed Near's NASCAR. Lucky, or unlucky for Dark, it was a bulletproof NASCAR. They were almost out at the church and ran through the doors and found themselves burning rubbers on the turrets outside. They were all stony and old, and Dark was getting stoned. "I will turbo!" he hollered and turboed like he had never turboed before. He rammed Near. Bang! Again. Bang! "Stop that! I just finished paying for this fucker!" Near squeaked like a mouse driving a NASCAR. There were some lights ahead, and they were red because it was the red light district. Author's note, that meant a place with sexy laddies. Then there was another light, which was red, but it was a traffic light. Author's note, I do not think the Friends have these, but it makes my chase cool, so whatevs. Whoosh! They whooshed through. A car skidded to stop and hit another, and that hit another. They all hit a tanker, and it was carrying nuclear, so when it went up, it made a massive fireball that chased Near and Dark down the streets, burning everything in its path. "No! I must faster!" Near and Dark chanted and span round a corner. It was magic fire, so it could go round corners. They both had to use all their turbos, which made them so they flew over the Thames and landed on the highway. And they were going the wrong way! They dodged around cars who beeped at them, and they kept going like 300 kilometers an hour. Author's note, kilometer is France for miles. Dark saw a sexy chick, and he waved to her, and she stopped and looked at the sexy dude and crashed, so Dark rescued her fast. "Gracias!" she thanked. "I fortes, je was mort." Author's note, France for dead. "Gem, apple, Naomi." "Naomi? Did you die in the covered section in chapter 4? No, that was Takata dressed as me." Author's note, in case you forget. "But how will we catch him?" Dark said. "He is near the Channel Tunnel, and then he can go to London." "I am from London," she replied and showed him her knickers. Author's note, English for panties. Wittich had the British flag on them. "I believe you. Let's put this plane into action," he yelled as they floored into the tunnel to Eggland. I know Noami was not English, but it makes the story cooler this way. Thanks for reading. Please review. Please. And chapter 10. Chapter 11. Dark and Noami in England. Author's note. This chapter is more graphic, but still T-rated. They rocketed through the tunnel and beeped the horn a few times. They came out into London, and in England people go on the wrong side of the road. But they didn't care and went real fast down the highway to Big Ben. They smashed through a red bus, and the driver acclaimed, "You bloody wankers!" But they couldn't hear because they were going too fast. They parked up at the Ritz Hotel and walked inside. It was all posh and stuff, and a man was polishing some gold knobs. He looked at Dark and Naomi and waved his hat around and saying, "Good day to you, choppy fellows." "Good day," chipped up Dark, pretending to talk British. "I would like to purchase one of your rooms. That and me bird here can sleep in at night times." "Of course, sir." And he took Dark's money and carried them up to the room. The room was like the size of an airplane garage, and the walls were made of gold and rubberies. In the middle of the carpet, which was all tartan, was a bed that was the big as a truck. It was made with gold blankets and goose feathers inside it, and the mints on the pillow were dead posh, and it had magic fingers too. Dark eated both the mints because he was like Ellen ate candies. What should we do in this room all alone at night? Winked Takati nakeding. You read me like a book, said Dark. He took off the leather vesty thing and pants that he had stealed from Mello. Under it was some boxers that had lots of posh letter D's on. He walked to the wardrobe and taked himself the posh dressing gown and the flat farmer hat and the walking stick, and also he grew a mustache. Now I look more British, he gurgled. I'm very turned on by British, Naomi moaned. Dark had read a book about sexing and had also done it a few times, so he knew the drill. Naomi was still a virgin, though, and that's why she dumped Ray for Dark. She was surprised at Dark's man thingy because it was big, then raised by about 17 times. Ray would often take his pants off and show her, but not use it because Dark was bigger and scarred him. Dark did the sexy thing, and they both liked it, especially Dark. Then he did a thing he read in a book, but it didn't taste good, so he stopped, but Naomi licked it, so they kept going. They sexed all night so much they didn't have to sleep. Dark had a shower, and Naomi needed two, just in case. Dark put on a posh suit and a top hat, and Naomi found a spaghetti top, so they both looked like fancy people and not assassins trying to kill Near. Nearby was Near. Excuse me, you fine gentlemen, and you delightful misses, said Near, who was dressed like a Chinese sweep. Why, yes, dear boy, answered Dark, cautioning him over the head with the cosh. At Dark's warehouse in the harbor. Where am I? Grunted Near, sitting near to a bomb. You are in my whorehouse in the harbor, bellowed Dark, and fired the bomb, but failed. No! Oh, well, you are tied up, so you won't escape now. If you excuse, I need to sex Naomi again. Near was sad because he wanted to sex Naomi, but was too young, and also no one licked him. Dark walked into the bedroom at the back of the warehouse where the bed and the hot tub was. Naomi was waiting, and she was even nakeder than earlier, except for her dressing gown. Dark whispered, I forgetted what a naked laddie looks like. She got rid of it, and Dark called, Thanks, I had forgotten, and took a photo to remember by. After sexing for a few minutes, Derek went outside, still naked, and saw Near. Don't worry, we all forgot sometimes, Near complained. Dark cautioned him again because he was a jerk. At Dark's other warehouse, under the Queen's Castle, Dark kept cautioning Near cause it was fun, and he squeaked every time like a toy. Takata was watching, and she was dead sexed up by it. I built this dungeon's kosh, where what army, kosh, was queen, kosh, to keep my prisoners in, kosh. It is over 6 million years old, kosh, and Guy Fawkes, kosh, was shooted in this very room, kosh. Do, kosh, you, kosh, want, kosh, two, kosh, be, kosh, next. Near wet himself, then went unconscious. When he came back, he was also wet and sticky from wetting himself. Dark's phone went. It was Elle. Dark, you scoundrel! You stealed Near, and now the president wants me to find him. I will sell to you. Name your cost. I would lick at you to let me go safe and never try to kill me and stuff again. I cannot do that, not for you. Then this is goodbye, said Dark, and took Naomi and Near to a near station and got the tube to Wales. This is when the story will really begin, he howled as the tube got to the Wales station. Why are we here? Asked Naomi. Because I need to find my sister. Your sister is Sayu, and she is at home with Misa lesbianing, rumored Near. No, my other sister, Knight Yagami, they both gasped. This is when the story will really begin, he howled again because it was actually the end of the chapter, and this time not a flash alarm. End chapter 11. Chapter 12. Light Sis Knight Yagami comes. The train stopped in Wales. They jumped out on the station, and Dark did a roll to be cool. A cop saw them and shot a shotgun gun, but the bullets curved like the Matrix or something and broke a window, and the train and a fire ran after them at the speed of light, so Dark had to grab Mir and Naomi and jumped fast off a cliff into Loch Ness. They saw the monster, and Dark punched it out and swam to the orphanage. In a science place deep in the bowels of the Whammy House, there was a test tube and one of those fire thingies from chemistry lessons in school, shooting sparks everywhere. In the test tube was a laddie, and she was naked, and a whole bunch of pipes and wires and stuff were stuck to her skin. Then she got out and get a dress. She put on a silver top that said Nike on it and jeans that were ripped. She dyed her hair, and it was pink with green bits and some red and also some black where the dye mixed. Then she mohawked her hair and put on a piercing shaped like a nuclear. On the roof! Dark got a drill from his pocket and drilled himself a hole in the roof and jumped in. Inside was like a million stormtroopers that weren't but wore the suits for safeness. Oh great, not again, Dark said sarcastically. He drew his gun and checked the clip. It had 100,000 bullets in it, so there would be just enough if he didn't miss, and cause he's a dead good shot, he didn't, and they all got blasted away, and the room was safe again, but bloody. Except he missed one, so he had to punch a guy in the face, and he punched so hard and went through, and he killed like 100 more. It was all too violent for Nier, who was near at a window watching the fight and being sick everywhere because the only blood he saw was blood's bananas, which were melting and sometimes made blood everywhere. Where's the f***ing lab? Naomi pouted. Look for a sign that says laboratory. Said Dark, cuz he was a smarty and knew what lab was. They found it and went in. But it was a lavatory, and the real place was next door. In the f***ing lab! Who are you? Said the naked girl wearing claws, but no one could hear her cuz she was speaking Walesish. I speak Wales too, Nier said and translated. I am Dark Yagami. You look sexied. I am Dark Yagami. No way, she explained. I'm your f***ing sister, Night Yagami. They all gasped, even though they knew, cuz I told them last time, remember? It's a good thing I didn't sex you. They roughed them out. They sat down and drank some tea, cuz they were in British still. I was cloned from your DNA, Lady explained, picking up Tech Creamer. From my dad? Where did they get it? You lived here. It was easy for Roger to get it from you at night. Roger was a creepy dude. So what powers do you have? Pondered Dark. Well, my skin is made of Death Note, so I can kill people by getting tattoos. Aslo, I will one day sign the song that ends the world. Cool, said Nier, playing with some toy Legos. Also, I have the Shinigami eyes and ears, so I can hear Peep's thoughts. She looked at Nier. You just think about making a laddie out of Lego and sexing it. Nier was embraced. Do you have a Shinigami nose too? No, that is silly. Well, said Dark, putting his tea. That was fun. Let's go sex Naomi. No, suddenly said. Why? 'Cause I love Night now. What the fuck? Dark exploding, jumping over the walls and smashing some science. No, Dark is a nicer dude than me, and also am already in love, Night mumbled. Who? Said Dark, who already knew the answer, but wasn't sure. Mellow. But I killed Mellow? I knew it! Roared a mystery stranger with blonde hair and a whole bunch of letters jumping out of a test tube. No, you're dead. That's what you think. It was Mellow, and he had a life note, and Elle was there, and Night was getting a tattoo, and it said Nier. What a twist! Exploding actions next time. And Chapter 12. Chapter 13. Unlucky number! Author's note. I have over 2,000 views now. Thanks to all the Redders out there. Please review more though, please. Mellow! Dark screeched. How did you live after I shot you in the neck and the face and the heart too? I made a deal with a dude who saved me with his life knot. Who? It was I, my traitory friend. Blood, the true king of the Shinigami, unlike you, who is a fake. Dark turned round. Standing over him, snarling and dropping bits of blood and slobber, was a fierce dude with 20 feet tall. His blood mohawk was bloodier than ever, and there were dead peeps stuck to the spikes, screaming in pain. His tooths had been sharpened, so they were all sharp and bumpy like a saw and strong enough to chomp bone or concrete or even diamond, but he didn't eat them 'cause they were pricey. He was wearing a coat of airmare, made of lava with guns and swords and cannons stuck to it. He was driving a motorbike, and it was powered by nuclears, which made it faster. He got out his samurai sword and waved it about dangerously. "I will fight you for my honor, or my name is Blood Shinigami." He swung his sword real fast at Dark, and they dodged it faster, so they were fighting too fast to see. Occasionally, a bomb or a spark went off and made it more exciting, and one time Dark did a Kamehameha. They stopped for a bit, flying in the air as bits of rock and science floated around them. "You are a worthy apprentice, my young grasshopper," he said, wiping blood off his mouth. "But now you will die it." He put the sword away and got out a big mace. He sprayed the mace but missed. Then he got out 17 crossbows stuck together with blood and duct tape. He fired and arrows went everywhere, and one of them hit Mello. "You traitor!" he roared. "You fool! I was on Dark's side all along. That's why I didn't eat his head and drink the yummy blood inside." Mello got a bazooka out of his pants and pointed it at Dark, who punched it out of the air, so it went in the sky and hit a bird harmless. Then Mello flew a punch of grenades, but forgot the pins, so nothing happened except one hit near, and he got a bruzz and cried for an hour. Why did you kill me, you he said with a naughty word, which I can't say, 'cause it's T, not M. "'Cause I am evil." And then it all made sense. Dark got out a knife from his arm, like the Assassin's Creed dude, and stabbed near the heart. Near Wheeze, bleeding all over his silk PJs. "Why did you kill me and not kill Elle first?" "Because I needed you for a sacrifice, and that sacrifice will kill Elle for once and all. You are so..." And then he dead. Naomi, who was there but not talking 'cause I forgetted her, said, "That was so hot, less sex." Night finished her tata, but then it was too late, so she just had a tattoo that said "near" for no reason. "Wait for me," she said, getting off her shirt. So they found a bed in the whammy house, and it was Roger's, but he didn't know 'cause he busy being a creepy dude in town with a dog. Dark and Night took it turns 'cause they were bros and it would be creepy otherwise. They sexed all through the dark night. "Thanks for pretending to fight me, Blood," Dark said vociferously the next day while eating some lucky carbs for breakfast. "No probs, bro." "Is there anything I can do?" "Could you set me up with your mom?" Dark punched Blood 'cause he was the only guy allowed to make your mom jokes about Light's mom. "Okay, then could you buy me all the blood bananas in the world?" So Dark got on a plane to a rare island in Russia, which was the only place where they grew, and buyed them all and gave them to Blood, who went to town on them, but not literally, 'cause that wouldn't make sense. "Now, Sis and Naomi, let's do a sacrifice." "Why?" "'Cause I want to make an anti-life note, which can kill dudes and stop them getting life noted back, which is a pain in the ass. And do that, I need the blood of a virgin." He got near out of his prison. "Where are you taking me?" He wet his pants, saying, "To the sacrifice room." The sacrifice room was very pretty and had nice white wallpaper, but now it was all ruined with blood and pain and dead people's hands on the walls. Night drawed a pentagon on herself with a tattoo pen, and it became a portal to the Shinigami land. Dark drank some of Near's blood and spat it out 'cause it was gross, and it hit a book and magicked it into a anti-life note. "Let's get this bad boy tried out," Dark roared. He gives it to Night, who read it on it. Near died. Then they got a life note and nothing happened. He was dead forever? Shocking! "Now I can kill Elle once and for all." He wrote Elle in the anti-live note, but nothing happened because it was not the royal death note and he didn't know the real name. "Fuck!" he sighed. "I will have to go on a quest to find his real name." Questing action guaranteed. Next time on Light and Dark, the adventures of Dark Yagami and Night Yagami 2. Tell your friends too, cause they will love it, and it seems to be popular now. End chapter 13. Chapter 14, Elle dies. But that's a twist! Author's note, just a chapter this time, but big stuff happens. There was a phone call and Elle's phone rang. Hello, my name is Brian Superman. Is this Elle? Why, yes it is! Screamed Elle into the phone. You may have already won a trip to Florida for 3. OMG, that is so sweet! Elle bellowed. I will take Watari, who is like my dad, only he's not also light, who I am king! All we need to know is your real name, said the brain. Well, if you say so. My real name is Lindell Taylor. Hey, wait a minute! This is Ettrick! I'm not telling you my real name, cause you will death note me and stuff. Damn, he's on me! Dark bellowed and hanged up. Let me try, said Knight. They got on the tube back to the town where Elle was. The doorbell said, ding dong! I will get it, Elle said as he skipped all dainty to the door. Knight was there, and she was all naked. I will sex with you if you tell me your real name, she spoke all sexy style. Sorry, but I'm gay, and slammed the door in her face. So Knight cut her hair and took off her lipstick and got her to its head in a dude. Hello, you sexy man, said Elle, and let her in cause she was naked and looked like a guy. They went across the apartment, which was full of old candies and foods and candies and stuff that Elle had eaten fast over the years but forgotten and made the place all sticky. On the floor was a life note, so she grabbed it and stuffed it her bra. They gay-sexed for ages and ages. Then Elle told her his real name, only it wasn't cause he was smart and gave her a fake, so she couldn't kill him, which is why he's like the smartest dude in America. So her plan failed. And then it was Mir's turn, but no one cares about him, and it was something lame about magic robots or something, so let's not talk about that. Dark was all pissed off cause his anti-life note was useless. Fika! He screamed so loud the church blew up. Now, how can I kill the dude? Wait, he thought, I'm the second smartest dude in America! I can make a pollen! So he planned all night and even stopped sexing with rock stars like Hannah Montana so he could do more planning. The next day he had a plan. I will steal his life note and then use my royal death note, was his plan. I did it like 35 minutes ago, replied Knight, getting it out of her bra. Dark got all pissy because he was now not the second smartest dude in America, and Knight wasn't even a dude, even though she had a tattoo that says she did, because that tattoo was just lined up to trick Elle, not something true or something. Dark got his royal death note and right. Elle dies right now, or my name isn't Dark Yagami. Then Elle died. You killed me, said Elle's ghost sadly. Everyone was sad except for the dudes that hated Elle, which was almost everyone, so I should have said no one was sad, which was true, and there were big parties on the streets. Without Elle, Dark and Light and Misa and also Yotsuba and Knight and that ex-Kira dude no one heard of were all able to go Kira and kill loads of evil dudes. Then one day, Dark was out on his yacht on the sea. It was a big yacht and had a sail, and Dark was wearing a sailor hat, cause it made him more a sailor, and he was the captain. He did a Titanic thing on the front with Naomi, who had thought she was flying cause she's a bit dumb. Suddenly there was a bubble. A notebook floated to the top. Dark jumped in and found it. It was a talk to dead dude's note, and it worked a bit like MSN or something. Dark opened it. He saw someone had written, Hi, I'm dead, ASL, in blood. He wrote back, 17M, my yacht, ASL, 26M, dead. Dark ponderated for a minute. He knew a certain dude like that, and that dude was L. But who was it? Are you L, lol? Yep. WTF? You killed me, and now I can my revenge. Author's note. What a frickin' twist! Say turn for my next chapter, The Haunting of Dark Yagami. It will be sweet! Elle is gonna be a ghost and he's gonna be haunting shit. It'll be so sweet, so read it, but not yet, cause it doesn't exist yet, except if it does, lol. So, this is going to be where I am going to take my pause. Thank you for listening to part 2, and hope that you haven't killed too many brain cells yet. Hopefully I will see you for part 3.